there, welcome to another exciting edition of our Splendour show. I'm Glory Ogun. We are beginning with the maiden edition of the Nigerian Drums Festival in Ogun State. The festival, which was first of its kind, drew cultural fun lovers from 20 countries and 19 states across Nigeria. Enjoy it. Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital in the southwest Nigeria, came alive as cultural fun lovers from far and near. Government officials gathered together at the state stadium to celebrate the maiden edition of the Nigerian Drums Festival. The fascinating show was put together by the Ogun State Ministry of Culture and Tourism to showcase the rich cultural heritage and to also boost the economy of the state.
We want to see everybody coming together. This drum is Ishoko means unity, so we should unite as a continent.
Part of the celebration was the unveiling of the world tallest drum produced by an indigene of the state, which is about 16 feet in height. The festival provided an opportunity for the young women to prove to the world that what a man can do, a woman can also do, or can even do better.
Is the time for us to move away from dependence on oil revenue and now move into embracing the richness of our culture.
Other entertainers also took the center stage to thrill the fun lovers with their different skills. Government promised to make the next edition better and bigger, and disclosed that the festival was attended by 20 countries and 19 states from Nigeria. On our exclusive this week, we had a chat with the president of Federation of Tourism Associations of Nigeria, Chief Tommy Akinbogu. He spoke to us about what the association is doing to promote tourism in Nigeria. Listen to him.
EFTAN represents the interests of all the investors. We represent them with the government because government make all the policies, and then we evaluate and solve problems if there are frictions. That we also work with government when policies are going to be made, such a way that they are made in such a way that they actually promote our businesses, because government actually are not supposed to invest but create enabling environment for investors like us in the private sector to flourish. And so we ensure that there is a balance, because of course government has the interest in generating revenue, internally generated revenue and all that, and also to maintain the society. And then we moderate within our members. We encourage professionalism and making sure that we are trying to promote that people who are in tourism get the required training, and so that we can actually promote tourists coming to Nigeria, both domestic tourists and inbound tourists. The destinations are not invested on. Right from the beaches, let's just think about Lagos, Calabar, right, all the coastline. We've got beautiful beaches in the south, and then you move towards the middle, we've got cultural events and festivals, so Osun Osogbo and all that. We've got the old Oyo Empire. You move up, and then you go right from the swampy area into the rainforest, the savannah. The culture of the people also changes with the seasons, with the type of water supply that they have, that is the rain pattern. And then you get to the north, where you almost have the semi-arid area, Sahel area, which is semi-arid, almost desert. And so Nigeria is actually, we are very much talented with, gifted with a lot of tourism sites, because there are even some areas that nature itself carved out. All these areas need to be invested in. So you can see that if we actually develop our tourism, the amount of employment we are going to generate is going to be enormous. We are very much involved with the implementation committee. We just had a meeting this week, yes, 3 days ago, a 2-day meeting. The implementation committee, it takes time actually for you to implement, but we have started identifying the quick areas that within a short time, a year or two, people will start seeing the impact: employment, training, and even awareness about tourism, domestic tourism. For example, we need to start advertising and telling Nigerians to stop traveling for cultural, our Nigerian cultural events. For example, weddings, that's under culture. While we want to encourage Nigerians to do their weddings in Nigeria. If you do your weddings in Nigeria, you are actually patronizing the tourism investors, the local investors, the events planners, the canopy owners, the drink, the food, You understand? They are all, you are actually, but if you take your wedding out of Nigeria, then just identify yourself as one of those who are destroying our economy. I'm sure nobody wants to be part of those who are destroying our economy. Several things. I play guitar. I have a studio in my house, so I produce my music, and I share with my friends and other on YouTube. If you go to my website here, Facebook, you will see it. That's Tomi Akingbogumi. At Facebook, you will see it there. And then also, I play golf. I also have one or two hobbies. Also, this is a transistor radio that I made with just the normal port, and it's a radio, and you can tune. So this takes me some few days to make.
Now we are bringing you the gospel show that was put together by one of the Nigerian popular singers, Sinach, in Abuja. It was a night of praise and worship to the Almighty God. Join us and enjoy the presence of God. Celebrating Valentine in style was the theme of this show, organized by the Nigerian popular gospel artist Sinach. The old parade ground in Area 10 Abuja was filled to its capacity with worshippers who came to celebrate the Valentine Day in this mode. The red carpet was where some people spoke on their expectations.
I came for the concert, I came to watch Sinach live and Frank Edwards and Shoma Jesus. I've actually not watched her on stage, so that's one of the reasons why I came here. Best way to celebrate Valentine for me, like the best way.
To worship God, as you can say, praise and receive. I'm here to worship God and receive from God. For life, for preservation, for protection, it's God. He's absolutely praised all the time.
The show began with praise and worship to the Almighty God.
Let's praise the Lord. Let's praise the Lord. Let's praise the Lord. Let's praise the Lord. He is King of Kings. Let's praise the Lord. God is Jehovah. Come, let's praise God. Come, let's praise the Lord. Come, let's praise the Lord. Let's praise the Lord. Come, let's praise the Lord. Let's praise the Lord. He is Jehovah.
Some gospel singers took it in turns to thrill the audience with dancing and singing.
Everybody let me hear you say fire in my bones, fire in my bones. I said it's burning in my series and I'm ready to go tell it like this is the end of separating me from the word of God. That's the way I leave fire, that's the way I ball. The motivation of my mind, I'm washed by the blood. The kingdom is my prime time and I'm giving so much love. We keep the fire burning. We fly up from the sky.
149 verse 3. He told us to praise him in the dance. In 2 Samuel chapter 6 verse 14, he told us how David danced before the Lord with all of his might.
Look at that.
The night was not for speeches, but rather to seek the presence of God the more.
Okay, turn it up. Let's go, let's go. Raise your hands. I can see those hands. Put it up, put it up. Make we dance. Over there, let's go now, yeah. We don't know. We don't know. Hey, raise your hands. Put your hands in the air. Let's go, let's go. Make we shout somebody's scream. It makes me wanna shout, yeah. And it makes me wanna dance, yeah, yeah. Let's do it like this. We go strike, we not retire. Raise the roof, go higher. Move to the left, to the right, everybody we no retire. Make me carry the goal, make me carry the goal. Yeah, you are. Put your hands in the air. Neil April. I was up this. He was a rich man, but he died a poor man. So I will live like a rich man. God has blessed me, them can't curse me. God has choose me, so them can't hide me. If God before me, you can come against me. I represent His glory. That's why I get money, get money. My money too long, like a long journey. My money turn my mama to a vice. Satan can't do me shishi. I disrespect money, money respect me. I disconnect money, but money connects me. I dislocate money, money locates me. I strangulate money, but money debets me. Gucci gets money, Sinach gets money. Leah gets money, Frank get money. Share you get money, make I see your money. You make my life so beautiful. You make me here on it. Why you are? There's nothing greater than salvation. Somebody say, that's why I love you. Forevermore. Tonight we're here again. You make my life so beautiful. And that's you are. You make me. We are born of God. Do you know? I've got the nature of Christ in me. I'm not ordinary. You got the nature of God in you. You're not ordinary.
One of the popular gospel singers has this to say.
And we're here to lend support to one of our own, one that we consider the first lady of gospel music, yes? And we rejoice in her glory. We are glad to see what beautiful things God has done in her life and with her music. We are mighty glad to see that she has grown from the backyard, from the back of the woods, from infancy, and now to a major name, both in the industry and in the ministry. So today we're mighty glad to come together and lend our support for Sinach, the one and only, I'd like to say. It's well.
The organizer of the event shared her experience with us before she was called on stage.
Word of God is my greatest aspiration. I believe that the Word of God is the answer to the whole world. So that's why I believe the Word of God is the answer to the world. And so that's why I sing God's Word. And so wherever you see my music, whether it's reggae or praise worship or up-tempo or whatever it is, I'm going to sing the Word of God. And so it brings answers to it, it inspires people.
There is no one like you. No one, no one. There is no one like you. There is no one like you. Open up every door. There is no one like you. No one, no one. There is no one like you.
The show to also win souls for God.
If you want to sing, Father Lord, I want to make it fresh again. I want to make a decision to love you more. Where you are, just wave your hands to him. You just want to love him more. You just want to make a decision for him today. I say, Jesus, you're the promise keeper. You're the way maker. Everybody lift up your hands. I have a special gift for you and I want you to come forward. I have a song I want to sing with you. Come to the front. If you want to rekindle your run. You want to make it fresh. You want to make it fresh. You want to say, yes, Lord, I need that burning fire. I want that burning fire. But look at me and what God has done with me. It's unbelievable. When I see where I was and where he has taken me, it can only be God. Lift up your hands to him. I want to be the best of me. He's in Jesus. Put your hands on your chest. And say after me, Jesus, I love you. Today, Father God, I thank you.
This is where we call it a wrap for today's package. Hope you had a swell time with our beats and sounds. Join us again next week. I'm Glory Ogun. Bye for now.